watched one of your clips recently. It was so funny, man. You're the one about Derek Acora.
That's true. I've only really started telling those kind of stories recently. Yeah. And see, you know, you get that feeling like somebody just Googled you and they just went, aye, he'll do it. Scottish comedian. And I must have been like 6th or something. And they went, right, we'll get him. So I supported Derek Acora, who, for the record, was really nice.
Is he like, so he's like one of the psychic medium TV guys?
Yeah. So he, and they're all frauds. Like, I'll say that to anybody. They're
100%, yeah.
They're all frauds. You're going it for the experience. Let's behave yourself.
Yeah.
But this is the reason I got sacked, right? I got sacked from the tour, not because I did anything wrong, right? Although the story I tell in the clip is what I did in the last night.
Right, okay.
Right, when I knew I'd already been let
Right, you
go.
were fucked already.
They were waiting for me at the side of the stage. Fuck it, you might as well burn it on the way out. And I think they were almost like, he's going to burn this on the way out.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It was all grannies.
Yeah.
And all grannies and old men. But this is like, so when it's like the big arenas, or well, it wasn't the big arenas, it was theatres. I noticed, right, that I kept seeing the same faces. A couple of the same faces. I didn't think anything about it though. It's like, oh, they must just be a fan that follows them. Must just be a fan that follows them. And then literally I'm in a room not a lot bigger than the one we're in. And I came in to get a coffee because it's where catering was. And I'm standing there watching them all chatting away. And I'm going, here's that woman. God, she's always here. I don't know what she does. And then a voice went, what's he doing in here? And they all turned round. Like they all turned round.
Shit.
And it was like, oh,
yeah,
that's why she's here. So she's one of the spotters.
Oh, really?
So what they do is, right, so they go out in the crowd and they go, oh, I love Derek. Who are you hoping to get in touch with? Oh, I'd love to get in touch with my granny. Oh, when did she pass away? Oh, it was about 10 years ago. Oh, she was really sad. Oh, that's really a shame. Really? What was her name? It was Aina. Oh, Aina. Oh, that's good. Well, listen, I hope you have a great time and all that type of thing.
Text.
Aina number. And that's that. Fucking, there we go.
Holy shit. I thought you were going to say they were like plants in the audience or something like that.
Oh, there's definitely a couple of plants in there. Well, there wasn't these ones anyway.
Yeah.
And then they'll go and go, I'm looking for it. I'm getting a feeling of someone that's it's an old lady. She's from Leith. She's trying to get in touch with her daughter. I mean, it was a period, and that's me. That's Nana.
Oh my God.
And you see, when you think about it, considering we work in the entertainment business, like how many times you done it before a gig? Go, who's in?
Yeah.
Who's in?
Yeah.
There's such and such over there.
He's from there.
Yeah.
Got a couple of medics down there.
Oh, medics. I've got some medic material.
Exactly, yeah.
And then they sort of go, oh my God, this guy's got 10 minutes of medical stuff. So we're no better. I want to make that clear to the psychics. I mean, you're frauds. You're terrible.
Absolute cunts.
Like, honest to God, you're people's lives and dreams and hopes. You're fucking...
You are the rats of society.
You're fucking sadness vampires. You're fucking bastards. How dare you? Might as well be sucking on an old lady.
Horrible cunts.
My point is, I don't think we're a lot better.
No, we're not. We're scum as well. We need you to know that.
Yeah. I'm not professing to be. I'm not. Listen, if I am your I'm good. I'll be your good 4 o'clock in the morning call. Go, Billy, I've killed a hooker. I know what to do. We're going to be fine, Ralph.
Like, not again,
We're going to be
Ralph.
fine, Ralph.
Not
It's going to be fine. Don't worry. I've already got the bin bags in the car from last time.
Third one this week, Ralph, man.
I'm not going to grass you. But if you are using me as the moral compass for anything else in your life, you have chosen poorly.
Shit, man. Spotters. Wow. And so then that's because you found them out.
So basically, they politely went, you weren't really meant to be in that room, and we're going to have to wrap things up. We're going to pay for the rest of your dates and all that. So basically, I think somebody freaked out.
Yeah.
Which is fine. They didn't tell me I couldn't go in there.
Yeah.
And they were perfectly nice about it. And then I went on stage that night, and basically, here's what I think goes surreal. And in all fairness, people really laughed. I mean, people really liked it, but then they were like, right, coat out.
It's a risky thing to put a comedian before a medium. That's a wild thing.
I don't quite know what they were thinking. I think at the time, I don't know, they basically had me kind of comparing and kind of being quite genial and nice, and it was, they were quite fun, to be honest. I wasn't coming on going, no, there's been a...
If you'd done it as well.
Oh, fuck, I would have loved to, man. I would have loved to.
Getting Aina, row 3.
Is somebody trying to get in touch? There's a John.
Oh, John.
There's a John. Oh, that must be my John.
10 hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Just casting it as wide as possible.
John, but imagine it'd be like... I always find like most haunted quite funny. right?
Yeah.
Because and I know like these clips online of like them going and cut and them all dropping character and stuff like that. And I can't believe you said that.
Yeah,
There's a couple of those clips online, so I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not pulling the curtain back too far. But I've always wanted them to go like the psychic just to be confused and hit them with, I'm getting a lot of I'm getting some residual energy, and these pictures are quite. I mean, I don't really think I can tell you what's been going on. The way what's happened is like, okay, right. So this was used. It would appear to be at some point as some type of gay sauna, and I mean, everyone's really happy and having a great time.
They're all covered in it.
Yeah, I mean, they're just soaked. They're just slathered in jizz. Or ectoplasm, as it would be. I'm not too sure.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. Could be anything. And that's what I've just wanted at least once. Or going like, oh, fucking no, this cunt again.
Well, it's like the Lemmy bit where he's like, she's down the stairs. Your man's.
Oh yeah. Do you know? I only saw that for the first time recently, and I fucking howled with laughter.
So
She's
good.
done there.
She's down there.
So good. I'm not like not a Lemmy fan, but I'm not particularly well read. And he used to do it when he first started. He did a podcast called Lemmy's World of Glasgow, which I listened to one Fringe, and it got me through the Fringe because it was just
funny guy.
It can be hard work, and now it's kind of got a second life on TikTok and what have you. I do love him on some of his Twitch clips,
mate,
man.
is oh my god, that's the only reason I would ever watch Twitch.
I do enjoy his whole like, hey, could you wish me happy birthday? I've got a new job. Fucking sit down. I love shit like that.
There's no one like him as well. That's why I love him. There is no one like Lemmy.
He doesn't have to prove himself. You know what I mean? Anywhere else in the world, they'd have a huge fucking like, that would be a TV show.
Yeah.
We're so fucking like backward in that respect. You know, we couldn't risk someone being creative.
And to be fair, he's now just he does things that people like. He was kind of trailblazer for a few things. He was like the first on some platforms, and he just made it his own. And I'm like, fucking love that guy.
Incredibly. So when's he coming on?
I'll ask him. I'll get you on, Lemmy.
Do you know what? I don't think he does podcasts.
I don't think he does.
Does he?
Nah, I've got a funny feeling that he just kind of keeps
himself
to himself.
That's kind of good. Like we need that kind of like bit of mystery and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his autobiography. I've listened to the audiobook of that, and that's really good.
Good man. That was a good save there because I was like, well, I'm not reading that. I'll listen to it. Well, maybe I'll listen.
Yeah. I'm not a reader, Billy.
Fuck man. Like I'm married to a librarian who just fucking annihilates books. Yeah. And there is a constant like, what was the last book you read? I went, I think you'll find I fucking listened to a 20-hour audiobook so you can suck my dick.
Yeah, I think that counts.
It does count. It does count. There was one called The Disney War. Fuck man, like so I quite like Disney stuff, and this was called The Disney War, and it was all to do with Michael Eisner coming in to kind of reinvigorate Disney, and all this type of stuff. Now that story itself was really interesting, but whoever wrote this motherfucker is into facts and figures and names,
really,
and it does your fucking tits in. And then and then Michael Eisner hired his replacement, which was such and such, the former vice president of Paramount,
Wikipedia type,
who had previously like, what? You're just filling pages, you cunt. You're filling pages. Imagine the poor guy. I mean, I've done voiceovers and stuff like that, but fucking audiobook must be pretty hard.
Oh, mate, that sounds like an absolute struggle to sit there. I've had a 20-hour one as well.
Aye.
Fuck.
What if you're no into it as well?
I know. Oh, just sitting there. So, can we do that a bit again? Yeah. Oh, come on.
Fucking come on. See, when you meet, I thought you could pronounce Palestine. I thought you, and you're just like, fuck, it turns out I can't.
Yep.
Turns out I can't.
Can we fucking skip this page?
Any chance we can just skip this chapter out? I'll wing it. I'll improv it.
Yeah. War in the Middle East. It is a crucial bit, I'll be honest. We do need to do the Palestine bit.
The book is called War in Palestine. Oh, Ralph, you just can't.
We should have checked.
You just can't like figure that out. What is the fucking deal with comedians not sharing shit?
I know, man.
Like just even shit they're on.
I know.
Do you know the worst thing a comedian said to me once? This is true because I pulled him up on it.
Good.
I went like, listen, you're on the episode. Could you fucking share it? That'd be great. And I went, well, see, I kind of like people to kind of discover me. And I was like,
ugh,
what? What does that mean? And it's like, like, so you mean like any other person's fan base will suddenly find you, but you would in no way use like, oh, fucking good luck with that, dickhead.
That's so backwards.
To discover me. I'll tell you who it was after the podcast.
Well, you can say it now and we'll cut it out, but I won't even put this bit in.
I will not tell you. I am not taking the risk.
No, honestly, mate,
I don't want this being on a hard drive anywhere.
No, that's
I
fair.
mean, listen, my career's in fucking free fall anyway. That's why I was late. I was visiting it at the fucking cemetery when I came along. Things are going mega well.
Brilliant, man.
Things are going well with you, mate. You got a podcast?
Got a wee podcast,
Gotta give people a
Monkey Barrel Comedy.
Monkey Barrel Comedy Club.
Yeah, no, mate, I'm doing this. But honestly, I was on your website and I was exhausted just reading all the stuff you do, mate.
I say that website has not been well maintained?
Is it not?
No, it's not been well maintained. I got a really professional website done, and I don't maintain it. And I remember like the guy showing me, and this is how you can dial in and update it and go like, get a link tree.
Fuck off.
I'll get a link tree is what I'll get.
That's what we're doing, mate. Link trees are the future.
Fucking they are the future, mate. Just pointing at everything, man. That's what we want. Aye. So the website looks great, but it is poorly looked after.
But I mean, fuck me, man. You do a lot.
But I want to do more that pays well or does good things for my career. I do a lot to survive, is the way I always put it.
Yeah.
Like, because I've been a pro comic like 15 years or something, right? And the thing is, you gotta be like, I've always kind of prided myself being like quite diverse. Mm-hmm. Like, but it's always just because I say fucking yes to everything.
But it's a good way to be, though.
I think it's good. Like, you learn from your failures. Like, I can do like a club set that's quite generic or quite like, you know, kind of old school, but then I can be surreal and silly as fuck because I also appreciate. I've always said like my career feels like I'm like. Spinning plates. It's like, if only I'd been one of these guys that went, this is the audience I'm going for, and I'll stick with that. But instead, so you'll get like weird things, like you'll get like wrestling fans that'll turn up at like at a gig, and then you'll get like people that have maybe seen you on the radio or like BBC Scotland or something, and then I've seen you on a Saturday night, and then you've seen you at like an improv night. It's been quite surreal, and getting all these people together, and you go, fuck. How you meant to entertain all these people in the one night?
Tell you what, mate, you do an excellent job of people discovering you, man. You're fucking putting yourself out there.
Oh, fucking, I wish. I just want one. You know what I want? Well, I want one success. I'll take one of them just to fucking bear some type of fruit.
What's your favourite out of them all?
Oh, it's comedy, stand-up.
Yeah.
It is hands down stand-up. It always has been. And it's where everything grows from.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's been a couple of situations where I've had to say to people, like, even when I did a breakfast show for 6 years, which is great, which is amazing in the modern era. That's mad. But I was also doing that and doing loads of other things at the same time. And I remember like really early doors feeling like I had to go to like the program director of the station I worked with. It's like, don't ever ask me to choose. I'm putting it out there. Don't ever ask me to choose because comedy will win.
Yeah.
Even if you're going, well, here's like 22 grand a year to do this radio show, comedy will win. Because it's the reason I'm standing here, you know, sitting talking to them, and it's what I love to do. Mm-hmm. So if I could get one fucking success in comedy, that's a pod. Do you know all these cunts, man, like are doing like amazingly well? If I could get one thing, just one thing, one advert. Do you know what? I want to roll I want to roll in something that I can go to Comic Cons for the rest of my life. Really, right? Just that. I want a podcast that people actually listen to, and then if people can come to my gigs, that would be great. That would be great.
That's not asking for much.
No, it's not asking for much, man. And that's why it's like these things are never happening. But I think you got to say yes, man. Like, I'll say that to any new comic, but also like appreciate where your lane and your skills are, because I think you'll notice like people turn around and go, "Why am I not getting that gig?" And you're kind of like, well, there's probably a reason you're not getting that gig, like, or a reason or maybe you're not the person to do. Yeah. I mean, can you sing? It's like, no, but I'd be good at it. Yeah. You know, it's like, but say yes, like, take a chance, like, and don't be a dick. Try not to be a dick, because the thing is, people will paint you enough of a villain just for existing.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know, especially in our industry where it feels like I'm a bit, this is like, I'm pulling the corner, like, back a wee bit, but like, people can be like pretty fucking, like any industry, any creative industries like that. No, I'm not ignorant. I've learned some lessons over the years of going like, fuck, how can you be like nice to someone's face and you're a right fucking piece of shit?
Yeah. I think being sound goes a long, long way.
Totally. And don't give a fuck about people giving you a hard time. Yeah. Like, do not give a fuck. Do not give a fuck, because it does you no good. Yeah. And they always inevitably get found out as a wrong'un.
Oh, and they always get uncovered, mate. We always get them. We always get them.
We always get them. Is that why I'm here?
Bring out the cut.
Anyway, oh no, it's Chris Hansen. wondered why you wanted a bag of cookies and some lube.
Some loop.
I fucking like. You know, you talk like it is hyperfixation and stuff like that. I remember like To Catch a Predator for ages. Hands down, see the first couple of sketches I saw. Sketches! Oh my god! The first couple of clips of To Catch a Predator, I legitimately thought they were sketches.
Oh yeah. It doesn't seem like it can be real.
Yeah, like you will have a guy turning up with like beer, cookies, and lube. It's like, and then they'll talk like, so why?
What's going on here?
Why are you here? And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm just here to, and it'll be some guy that looks like a thumb or something. It's like, I'm just here to make friends, and he's masturbating while he says it. And even Chris Hansen's kind of like,
Oh, come on, mate. Put it away.
outside.
You've been in the room 10 seconds.
Yeah, go and get arrested, you prick. Like,
Fuck.
I find, and at one point I kept watching the clips, and before I realised, fucking hell, this went for like 10 seasons.
Yeah. Was it really that long?
Yeah, I think it still does exist now in some form. It's like Dog the Bounty Hunter, still out there somewhere.
It's weird because it never really happened in this country. We just get the paedophile hunters that just go out and just like.
Oh, we just get them on Facebook.
Yeah, we've just got like the vigilantes out there just like, catching the nonsense.
They're just at the fucking bus station in Preston. So tell us why you're here.
They've got some people wrong as well. That's, I mean,
those are the best.
it's quite funny to be fair when they get the wrong person and they're like, "You're a nonce," and they're like, "What?"
And then somebody comes running up, going, "We got the right one. We got the right one." It's like, and I'm dead sorry, mate. It's like,
there's no going back from that. Once you've kind of been cast as a nonce, you're fucked.
Can you sue someone for like? Probably.
I think, but I mean, how could
There's
you?
a lot of nonce talk in the press just now. How
There's-
many? Listen, I'll tell you this right now. I'm already fucking sick of the Schofield jokes.
Yeah, I think there's like a 48-hour window.
Yeah, it's like, what must that Red Robin like that night at the stand?
God.
Anyone, I'll tell you this now. See if you're coming to a comedy gig and you've got like really grey hair, and you're like, fucking dye that bitch right now.
Put
like,
a hat on. Do not sit in the front row with grey hair in a comedy show.
Also, see if you're coming to a gig at a comedy show. Do not wear a hat with the name of the place you're in, because I find that incredibly annoying.
Who's done that?
Well, the gig happened in Belfast. It's like, do you work for the council here? Like Belfast, just reminding everyone where we are. Is that why you have that? Good for you, sir. I know where I am just by looking out into the crowd.
So weird. That's so bizarre. I never thought we would do that, man.
Have you ever, right, whenever you've gone anywhere else in the world, have you ever shown any interest in going and watching a comedy gig if you weren't gigging? If you weren't gigging?
No.
Nah, it's never been of any interest to me.
I would maybe do it if I was in New York.
Yes, well, I was in New York doing some gigs, right?
Yeah.
And the day before, we went and watched some comedy just to, see what's going on. And so I get that. But if you were just like on holiday in Portugal and going, I don't know what Portuguese comedy clubs like why
The fuck no.
Why in fuck's name would you do that?
Even then, when I've been on holiday and there's been a chance to maybe do a gig, I've kind of been like, I'd rather just enjoy the holiday.
I gotta say, Mrs. K is a fucking no chance.
Oh, yeah.
You are on holiday. Don't even fucking think about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a complete no-no, despite the fact I do go like, but it'll be interesting.
I'll be back in an hour.
I'll be back in 5 hours. All the best. And could you? And there'd be nothing worse than going on holiday, dying on your arse.
And then coming back to the hotel. Oh shit! What was gigs in New York like?
So the gigs in New York were very cool. I'd always like, and this is an example of manifesting shit, right?
All right, okay.
Because I'd always said I'd never been that interested in going to New York, right? But I'd always been kind of like, I think work will take me there one day. I just don't know why. I think work will take me there one day.
Nice.
For whatever reason. And it did. It did. So we were over doing the Tartan Week. They just started the first ever New York Tartan Week Scottish Comedy Festival with 6 weeks to go. So it was quite small.
Right.
So there was a couple of local guys. Roddy McInnes. I'm so sorry, I haven't forgot this guy's name. I want to say it's Rob Docherty or something like that. He was very good. Right, okay. Local open spot. He was very good. Fred McCauley, Ian TC, and myself. So it was great. First, like I said, and New York is everything you think it's going to be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like, it is everything you think it's going to be. Like, it's a city you jump onto. You're not a part of. Like, you're just going to jump on it and it's weakened by you at some rate. And it smells of weed, death, and piss. Like, it's so good. There's no two ways about it. You'll never have the smell of New York. If you've ever been to New York, you see that smell, right? Hits you the minute you
bottle
There it is. It is fantastic. So, and I'd been in America. I'd been a couple of places in America. I've been to New Orleans a couple of times.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
For WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
I'm such a fucking loser when I tell you.
No, I mean, I'd love to go to New Orleans.
It was great. It was a party city. Yeah. Party city. And to go when like my people were there as well. Look at all our real best pals.
It's so good, man.
It was really, really good. So I've been there twice. In Atlanta. So the weirdest thing happened to me in Atlanta. So I've been in Atlanta airport, and I'm not a Game of Thrones guy. Despite my appearance, I'm not into Game of Thrones. I don't get it. The fucking dragons. And honestly, it's ridiculous. So I'm in a queue, and this was on my way to New Orleans. I'm in a queue at immigration, and this tall-looking guy comes through, and he is tall, and he's got a kind of presence about him. And in my head, he's like he's older-looking. And I'm going, is this guy like a wrestler or something? It's like, I don't recognize him, and it's like a wrestler. Kind of looks familiar. And I don't know, maybe I was carrying myself in a certain way, but we kind of nodded at each other. And the next time we went around the queue, like he went, got far to go, and it was an English accent. I went, well, that's thrown me completely off.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a wrestler, like, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm heading to New Orleans for WrestleMania. So I took the dig. To say that, I'm here shooting a film, and I went, fuck me, you're Charles Dance.
No.
You're Charles Dance. It just hit me like that. You're Charles Dance. Fucking, I loved you in The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy, right? And his wee face lit up. I didn't realise he was a big part of Game of Thrones.
So he was Tywin Lannister. He was the dad of the Lannisters of Game of Thrones.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Right? And I think I might have even brought up Last Action Hero. And the brief exchange we had. But his wee face lit up. He did actually say, like, that's not the ones that people normally come out with. And everyone says the same thing. Why didn't you get a picture? It's like, it just wasn't that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like, and then I phoned someone to tell them. I was like, oh, you won't believe I met Charles Dance. And they went, what, Lannister? Why you're losing their mind? It's like, fuck, man.
What an actor he is.
Oh, he's tremendous. So
good. That's mad.
Canon Noomsday.
What's the chances of that?
Just
a wee nod and a wee.
But it was the fact that he's a very tall man, and I'm like, oh, this guy looks familiar. It's a ginger as well, so like, I must know him. I must know him.
He's part of the club.
But exactly. So, but New York. So New York was great. We got to walk, and it's quite emotional actually. Like we got to walk in the Tartan Day Parade. No way. Down like Fifth Avenue, and we were there for a couple of hours, kind of talking to everyone and all that before we went to the parade. And it's not until you're actually walking down Fifth Avenue that I felt myself welling up and going like, oh, you're not meant to do this when you're a little scabby guy from the west coast of Scotland. This is for Jesus Christ.
So you walking with like Fred and all them?
Fred did not do the walk.
No.
For whatever reason. I think he probably had a golf cart that just took him along or something. Fred's no dafty. Do you know what I mean? So it was me, Ian TC, the guys from Dundee University. Made a lot of friends when I was there, just randomly talking. Because like in certain situations, I can like you'll not get a fucking peep from me, but when I'm like, fuck it, we're here. So what do you do? Yeah, who are you? What do you do? Yeah. And with that type of experience, and it was really good fun. And like you're passing stuff like the building where the Tonight Show's done. Fuck, I didn't realize they were all in New York. Like the Ed Sullivan Theatre with Stephen Colbert is literally round the corner where our hotel was.
Oh, nice.
And that is the mad thing about New York. Is you kind of walk around the corner and then you go, oh fuck, I've
seen this building on 10 films.
I've seen this building. Like there was a rooftop actually across from us, and I went, I've seen this rooftop in films. I know I have.
Yeah.
I'd like if I had drawn that before I came here, it would look like that.
You just see so many. You forget how many films have been shot in New York.
Yeah.
It's just countless films.
Fucking try, and then you'll see like a basketball court or something. Go, oh, that's the one from Along Came Polly. And then someone will go, what do you mean Along Came Polly? Never mind. Never mind. Yeah. But the gigs were great, and it was nice to meet some other comics. I mean, they're so. Like, you can gig every fucking night in New York. Yeah. And you can gig 2 or 3 times. And that is what a lot of them are doing. They're just like, they're not getting paid particularly well. I'm not shitting on the scene. No. But it's kind of, I don't think.
It is what it is. There's a lot of, from what I've heard, there's a lot of like bringer shows, and you're just gigging to a lot of comedians in the beginning.
Yeah.
You're out. They call it like barking. They're out just
I think
handing
so,
flyers.
yeah.
You're flying on the street corner to try and get the audience in.
Yeah.
And then you have to then perform to 3 people.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the Fringe. In a lot of
That's
respect,
exactly
It's kind of like
yeah.
the Fringe. And like there's so many clubs.
Yeah.
There is so many, like, even in the street, we teamed up with a guy called Gary Divers, runs a place called the Grizzly Pear, runs a couple of them. But he's been over in New York 20 years, runs bars, runs successfully, and he's kind of like, well, I'm integrating. He's got this new Grizzly Pear, which is right in the middle of Manhattan. Like, it is right in the middle of it. And it's already pretty successful as a go-to kind of bar. And he's got, fuck, man, picture what a comedy room should look like. That's what he's got through the back.
Really?
The curtain, lovely stage. It's all set out there, but it is like it's a different fucking culture. American comedy gigs, like it really, really is, and the gigs were great. And he's wanting to grow that along with the Tartan Festival.
What do you think's the main difference between their gigs?
It's such a weird. Like we went and saw a couple of shows, and I can't watch what I'm saying here, so I'm just going to say what I saw.
Right, okay.
Right? And that was, some of it feels like it's kind of really higgledy-piggledy and put together. Mm-hmm. Like people arrive and the comedy show happens and you go, well, they feel a lot like Fringe gigs.
Right, okay.
Like a couple of them feel, they're either like a Fringe gig or you'll see some of the comics and you go, these guys must be brand fucking new. Like they must be brand like they don't MC gigs the way we do at all.
No, there's no who are you, where are you from?
If there is, it is very, very short.
Right, okay.
They don't seem to have warmth. They're not kind of that bothered about that. Some of their MCs are not even comics, which is odd. There's one guy with a sparkly jacket. I won't name the club because I think he's part of the ownership there. Maybe he's been a comic like in the 90s or 80s or something, but he had a sparkly jacket, very black, very dyed hair. Acted like an arsehole, talked like an arsehole. There's no like he went like I got introduced to him, and he went and I'm not fucking me. I'm not like if there's any bravado or any ego, it's all fake, and I make a point of self-deprecating myself in that way. But he went so why in fuck's name are you doing gigs in New York? And I just looked him down the eye and goes, I'm fucking brilliant and I got paid to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, just fucking
fuck you, mate.
Let him have it. You got a lovely club, all the best, despite the fact it was like us we went and watched a show downstairs and some of the comics were like I thought they were okay, right? And what does my opinion mean to fucking Indy? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They were okay. And then the headliner came on and I went, that guy's good. That guy's good. He's fucking smashing this. Yeah. That guy's good. That's why he's closing. Totally get it. And there was kids in, which I thought was weird.
Kids in a comedy show?
There was fucking kids in.
That's so weird, man.
It was like, and they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, they did not give a fuck.
It was quite late at night.
Let's see, about 8, half 8, something like that. Yeah. Bit mental. Anyway, and then we went upstairs to another room because inevitably they've got two or three rooms on the go. And my pal was closing that. And we sort of came in and sat down just to watch, be supportive. And the comic that was on before him wasn't very good. The MC is this sparkly jacket cunt. I mean, I don't know much about much, but you'll have seen it. He came on. You weren't at the start of the gig, but he came on and went, anyway, my next show is such and such. And I went, I don't know what your set's been like, but I know that this audience hate you.
Yeah.
Like, whoever you are.
Do not sell your next show. No one's coming.
They hate you, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just his style of comedy. Maybe he's a bit of a roaster or something. I don't know. And then he brought in the headliner, but there was no control over the gig. Right. I was mad. I actually found myself being really fucking mad. Yeah. Because some folk over there talk to open spots and other acts in a way like, I would say that if you're a prick here, someone will eventually go, you need to fucking knock that in.
But over there, no one's saying anything.
Nah. It's like there's a real kind of like, you're lucky to be playing at this club. You're lucky for this opportunity.
Right, okay.
Oh, this guy's actually getting quite good. Do you want to sign this?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. You're like, you want to sign this?
That's scum.
Innit? But then, as many people are like that, I've met so many really cool people that seem to really care about their gigs. Yeah. And so it's kind of like, it
balances out.
It does balance out, but if you're going over there, you're going to be doing the grind. And then there's Gary and his guys that are like really looking after you and put us in a hotel, and he's like, we and you have to dial in on how to do gigs over there. Yeah, because like what we do in like Edinburgh or Birmingham, whatever, is not going to fucking play on a Saturday night over there. But they will like you.
Yeah.
And Fred McCauley is a testament to that, because me and Ian did really well. But Fred went on as MC, as someone that has been doing it 25 years or however long he's doing it, just fucking smashed it.
Yeah.
He was fucking brilliant. And it was a lesson, and like, he just went on and did his thing. He didn't let any of it get in his head, and he was prepared.
Brilliant.
Fucking that's how you do it. We just got served, boys. We just got
You have
served.
to take it as well. You're like, fucking fair play.
So the next night, and that's just the cool thing. If you're not listening, don't fucking listen to me. But if you get a chance to gig or get in touch with like comics that are more experienced and what have you, fucking listen.
Oh yeah.
Like, there is so many amazing fucking lessons, and get right. Like, I remember getting fucking. This is an odd one. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
No, go for it.
I did like the Tartan Heart Festival one year, right, which is Belladrum.
Yeah.
Belladrum. And the comedy had been there like the last couple of years, but it hadn't been looked after that well.
Right.
And it was Brett Vincent from Get Comedy that was booking it this year, and he kind of went, let's do a good job. I've got a good lineup here. Let's do a good job. And it's like, okay, I'm booking you to host, and I'm probably going to need you to kind of look after a wee bit.
Yeah.
Aye, cool, not a problem. And I went down early to see to get a look at the tent, and because Mr. Boom was on doing a kids show.
The one-man band guy.
The one-man band, Mr. Boom, all
it.
the way to the moon. Now, he's easily in his 70s or whatever it is now, right? And it's so quick how everyone goes like, did he not get done as a pedo? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, these are
I've never heard that one.
No, it's nonsense. It's just like things, anyone that did kids telly now gets tired of this. Like,
pedo.
fucking, this is what I can tell you. Legend, no pedodom at all that I'm aware of. That's a word. But I went down to watch the tent. I started it with, I would say, 12 people in that tent. Right? And it could take about, 300 or something. And he does the whole show. He's been down there rehearsing, does the whole show, comes out with the gear and the symbol in his head and all that type of thing. By the end of his hour, that place was fucking rammed.
Yeah.
And it was rocking. And I walked back to the tent and I went, we just got served.
By Mr. Boom.
We just got served by an old schooler. He fucking came here, he did the work, and he smashed that shit.
Oh my God, Mr. Boom's killing it.
He fucking like, so we need to have a good gig, guys.
Yeah.
Because then this isn't like the fucking situation. This is us.
Imagine following Mr. Boom after he just slaughtered at the festival.
Fucking smashed it.
Oh God.
Fucking Dotterman comes on. We want to follow that. Billy Kirkwood. Hey, where's him? Catching myself. All that shit. So
you've done like New York, Amsterdam, cool places. Is there anywhere you don't like gigging? Is it like, you got like a least favourite place to gig? Or like a venue you'd hate?
No, I was about to say Paisley, but I did a gig in Paisley. It was quite fun. No, man. We were kind of talking about it because like you had a gig last night and you were like, oh, it wasn't necessarily.
It wasn't good.
But you'd been there before and you'd had a belter.
Yeah.
So I think there is something in that of like going, well, I'm going to go back and fucking smash it.
I had so much confidence, Billy. I walked into that building like, fucking, here we go.
Big crowd, here they are. I see a couple of Ralph Brown t-shirts.
Yeah. Billy, I cannot begin to describe just how much that guy in the front row was just looking down at his feet, shaking his head, and he was just looking down like,
why?
No.
Why?
Like from like minute 2. So he's shaking his head, he's looking at the floor, and his wife was like consoling him to be like, you could tell she was like, don't worry, it'll be over soon. And he was just like, he just kept looking down and he was just looking down at the floor, and I was just like,
I've had them, man. I've had them where I'm like,
yeah.
What the fuck am I doing? Can I leave? When you're 2 minutes in and you feel your body getting warm, and you're like, oh, fuck, man, I've got like, and you will do that calculation. It's like, so they said 20, so between I could get away with 15, and if I could get away with 15, I could probably do 12.
I think I did a 17. I did a 17, and it was meant to be a 20, and I kind of wrapped up, and I was like, I could have done an extra bit, and I just looked at my watch, and I went, nah, we're not fucking doing this.
Do you know, here's one for you. Like, it's got a happy ending to this story, but I was overdoing one in Belfast a few years ago, supporting Frankie Boyle.
Nice.
Right? A Philly Football Festival it was called, right? Cool. It's at the bottom of the Falls Road, and I'd got booked by a guy called Chris Bowes, who books Daly's Comedy Club in Omagh. I cannot recommend the gig enough. If you ever get a chance to go and play it, grab it with both hands.
Brilliant.
Go over and do it. Fantastic club. They look after you. Best of gear. Best of gears and
not that kind of gear.
An expression of it being very good. right? As opposed to best of gear.
The
I mean,
best
if the gear is good, I don't know. I didn't ask. So, but I'd known Chris for a long time, and he went, "Oh, they're putting on this festival, and I've got you the support slot for Frankie." I was like, "Fucking yes, this will be great." So, fuck man, and I'm nervous about it because this was actually when I'm not speaking out of candor here. This is when Frankie, like, it was over. There was all this stuff about it was protests,
Really,
and what have you, because he'd an old joke he'd made about Harvey Price.
Okay,
had come up again. I'm not here to drag up any old news, but it happened, and I was like, "Oh, should I worry about that?" And they basically went, "There's no protest. There's literally it's about media spin. There's not really any protest here at all.
Okay,
nobody is protesting." And it's like, okay, so, but I was still a bit nervous because on the day I turned up, and they then let me know the list of amazing comedians that had died on their arse, either doing the headline spot or their support slot. And it's like, oh fuck! I mean, I'm not going to name any of them. One of them was Lenny Henry. I don't know if that matters.
It does. I love that.
But I told like Jason Manford had fucking rocked it and all that. I was like, okay, so this can work. But again, I was nervous. It's like, oh no, I'm just fucking. If they're not into me within about 5 minutes, I'm fucked. If I can't get them on board with what this is, I'm fucked. I'm not going to start doing cheeky one-liners like you just can't. You can't be a striker and then suddenly go, you know what? I'm going to have a go in goals.
Yeah, chuck me in.
Just chuck me in. It's going to be fine. I'll do both. And I'm like going, right, okay. So how bad was it? And they referenced a pretty famous act. Again, I won't reference because his son gigs a lot on the circuit.
Right.
I'm sure it's a good act. It's not my cup of tea. The reason I'm not mentioning it was because I'm not a fan.
All right, that's fair.
And that's the reason why. And it's a taste thing. It's nothing against the person. No. But apparently, and an odd booking. Oh, fuck, I'll say who it was. It was Mark Steele. Right?
That's who I thought it might have been.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, his son. Yeah, you would figure it out. Yeah. And apparently he walked off after like 10 minutes.
Right.
And I was like, fucking Jesus. I mean, Mark Steele's a pretty big.
Yeah.
And a couple of other names. So in my head, I went, right, okay. I'm down for 30. Right, he walked off after 10. So I can do 15.
We'll get that. That's the mark.
Even if they're booing and throwing shit, I can do 15. But I was so nervous that I'd already been like, fuck man, I'm done. Like this is it. And I didn't need to be because like that shit can get in your head.
Oh, big time.
And it was a comedian called Paddy O'Dowell, or Paddy the Dagger, he's probably better known as. He was hosting, and he brings me on, and it was great. I had a great time, but it was the fact that I was so convinced, like 15 minutes.
You shouldn't be told that this. Oh, here's all the famous acts that have died. Just say it's a nice gig.
Every person would talk to me, would give me another name of someone else that died.
Oh God!
Like I'm not that, and that is what did it, and it was a different name every time.
There's a list of 20 here.
Holy shit! And they are here to see Frankie.
Yeah.
They are not here to see me. They are here to see Frankie. Don't fuck Frankie's gig.
That's it, man. That's the pressure of support.
Don't fuck Frankie's gig. But it was about every person going, such and such came here, down their arse. It's like, oh fuck, they're really good.
Did you talk to Frankie about this beforehand?
No, I left him to it. Man, because I don't want to go, Frankie. I'm nervous about shitting myself. I'm absolutely shitting myself. Bottom of the Falls Road. I've driven by various murals and all that. It's like had a fucking bodyguard.
Yeah,
I had a bodyguard.
Nice.
Because I'd left my stuff at the Europa Hotel. Europe's most bombed hotel, incidentally.
That's a bad TripAdvisor review.
Which is another. No, they tell you.
Oh, really?
I don't think I'll find it Europe's most bombed hotel. Amazing.
Don't lead with that.
What suite am I in? Oh, you're in the Wile E. Coyote suite. Fucking. And I had a bodyguard because I remember going, well, right. So we got here early, did a sound check, which I always think are fucking pointless for comedians. But got there,
mics on.
Did a sound check. Went, right, okay, I'm going to head back to get my stuff from the hotel. And this guy goes, I'll come with you. And I was like, really? All right, okay. And it's like, I was like, why are you coming with me? He went, I'm your assigned bodyguard. And I was like, what? And then someone went, oh, no, you've got a bodyguard.
What? Why?
Because, well, without going into it, I think they were worried about something happening to me to get access into,
Frank.
Frankie, or So he's the person. I'm just
right.
like,
Okay.
I'm collateral damage. I'm the fucking.
You're the fall guy.
I'm the tied up daughter in the fucking movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger turns up.
Frankie support act bombed.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we've made your fucking support act airtight, and we will do the same to you if you do not deliver a bag. If you do not do the fucking. I'm trying to think of a Frankie bit. God damn it, can't think of one Frankie bit. That's terrible. Wow. And they're all good.
Yeah, that's mental, man.
Yeah, but you say yes to every gig. That's what you do.
That's your message. That's your motto. You've done a few other cool supports as well, haven't you? You've done like Jim Jeffries and all.
I've done some weird ones. Yeah, I've done Jim Jeffries and Tim Mitchin, which I don't remember much of.
Really?
There's I've seen the footage. But
where was it?
It was Rock Nest, which used to be a big festival here.
So Chris Forbes was on saying that was his favourite.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, he was just like that's the one that everyone used to look forward to.
The comedy tent was run again, a Brett Vincent joint.
Oh, really?
He'd run it spectacularly. He booked me to do the MC the comedy tent, which was on all day, but it was on when nothing else was on.
Right.
And that's the way you should do it. Don't have it on when like the fun-loving criminals are on at the fucking same time.
Yeah.
I bombed like you want to talk deaths.
Oh please,
right, okay.
please.
Rock Nest was great, right? I've supported some weird fucking comics in my time. Tim Mitchin, Jim Jeffries, Michael Winslow, who is Jonesy from Police Academy.
I saw him at the Fringe a few years back.
I am confused, but there it is. I'm the first, but get Kirkwood on the phone now.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tea in the Park.
Oh, okay.
Right, Tea in the Park. Now, this is not a knock at the stand. I want to make that very clear. Tea in the Park had always been weird with comedy, right? And the stand had kind of taken it on a few years ago, and we're working hard to get it to work the right way. Like there was one year, I think we were on like a tent around the back of the main stage, and I remember turning up and them saying the stage is sinking.
Bad start.
The stage is sinking.
Bad start.
Not a great start. And it was one year where it was so fucking muddy and festivals were getting cancelled left, right, and centre. Yeah. And not Tea in the Park.
They're just like, we'll put it on.
Even though from space it was just a little brown dot, just all mud. Because Turned Up did that one, and nobody was there. Nobody was there to see the club. Nobody was there even in the tent, if I remember. And because Tom Stade turned up, everyone else has turned up with wellies, but apparently Tom Stade turned up in fucking loafers, and they had to send a pair of wellies to him to get him to the stage. But anyway, and then I've done another year where they had us on in kind of the village, the sort of where everyone's camping.
Yeah. And
I think I was gigging that weekend, and I went, I'll do the Thursday afternoon, thinking it's probably going to be the death slot, but the money's all right.
We'll take it.
And it was good. It was busy and it was fun. And it was like, if this is anything to go by, what a weekend you're going to have. Well, good luck. I'm jealous. And away I went. And then everyone told me, like, oh, for fuck's sake, that fucking gig. So either nobody was in, or they were throwing bottles of piss, or they were just like, everything was open, everyone was just getting wasted. People were shitting in. Martin Elson still tells the story of watching a woman shit in a pizza box.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah. That's from Tea in the Park, right? That's from Tea in the Park. And then the following year, the stand had the idea, well, maybe it wasn't the stand. I think it was.
Cool.
So again, but they'd had an idea. We're going to turn this into a proper comedy tent like you would do at other festivals. And people doing solo shows or doing like 45 minutes and a break and blah, 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 blah. Now, respectfully, I think you should have had a host on it in between that, and you should have just kept it going. But they hadn't done that, at least until I think they changed it the next day. So I'd been hearing death upon death. Death upon death upon death, right? It's like, okay, cool, sweet. So I'm turning up. I'm doing my show at 2:00 on the Saturday, which, bless his heart, Ian Stirling had swapped his show for mine.
Oh, really?
I think I was away to do an ICW show. That's what it was. I was away to do an ICW show on the Sunday.
Right.
And originally I was meant to do the Sunday, so I'm doing 2:00. And I'm doing my Show Me Your Tattoo show.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing about all this and going, well, this is going to be a fun hour.
Is there any part in your head where you're like, it's not happening to me? It's not happening to me.
Well, this is the thing. I turned up with such a negative attitude.
Oh, really?
But I didn't realise that I had a little kiss of fortune. John Cooper Clarke was on after me.
Yeah.
Right? So I turn up at 2:00. Tent's full.
Perfect.
Tent's full. I have a great fucking show. But I didn't come up with the idea of, right, I'll introduce John Cooper Clarke because I went, oh, we need a 15-minute set. I went, no, I'll finish, take my bows, and then go, right, anyway, we've got the brilliant John Cooper Clarke on, waste 5 minutes, and then introduce John. And I've got to say, I loved his fucking agent. His agent was like Bricktop.
From Snatch.
Fucking epic, man. Like, this guy, big camel coat, all this type of thing. And he'd be like, going, I like you, Ralph, you'll give these fucking cunts exactly. It was like, cup of tea, lovely, sweet. He would shift like that. It's like, I want this guy to be my dad.
Yeah.
Right. And John Cooper Clarke came on and smashed it. It was the first time I'd ever really seen his work, and fucking they were all into him. And Des Clark was due to be on straight after him, right? But John Cooper Clarke finishes and does not say, oh, there's another act on or anything like that. And I think everything opened, and you watched 300-400 people just leave the tent. Just leave the tent. And poor Des Clark was like going, and I run on and grab him back going, there's more comedy in 5 minutes. And it just fucking left. But it ended up being all right. So on the basis of that, I went, I would do that again if they ever asked. It's 2 years later.
Brilliant.
And this is where the death is coming, right? And I am telling you this now. Whenever anybody went, what was your opinion of Tea in the Park? I was always like, bomb it from the orbit. Fuck Tea in the Park. I'm glad it's not here anymore.
I was going to say, it's done. Your wish has came true.
I am glad. Yeah. I'm glad the fucking the birds or whatever it was in the fucking tree is like. I'm glad.
The pipeline, the sun, whatever.
I'm glad because it's a fucking awful festival. It's fucking awful. It's always shite.
Yeah.
So anyway, like the following year, they have me back doing Show Me Your Tattoo, but this is the thing. They went, yeah, we're going to put everyone on really early in the day when there's nothing on. Not a problem. And then out of nowhere, totally changed their mind. So they put us on at 4:00.
Right, that's clashing with a lot. There's probably 6 stages at Tea in the Park that's clashing with.
Moved the tent.
Right.
Didn't tell anybody. I could stand. I remember being on stage and being able to see who was on stage at the main tent. Like I could see them on stage.
Yeah.
Oh fucking, this is terrible. And I was doing Show Me Your Tattoo, and then right. And then a comedy wrestling improv show.
Right after
it. Right after it. So I died on my arse doing Show Me Your Tattoo. And then the wrestling bombed.
The double bombing.
Oh, fuck. For 2 hours. 2 hours, but the money was good. For 2 hours, right?
Oh my God.
And then, but my ego, I remember getting blasted on like a couple of tweets and all that. It's like, my mate was asleep and he was more funny than you. And part of me kind of went, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I know it was not, I am aware it was not a good gig, right?
Yeah.
But you also weren't really giving me anything. And I don't even know why you were fucking there, to be honest. But anyway, so I remember leaving and the Viva La Shambles guys were turning up.
Yeah.
Right? And they were like, hey!
Good luck.
But in my head, I went, you know something? Your show is wacky and it's all over the place. That might be what they want. Fucking good luck to you. So, and I then go to do the stand that night. And here's another fun fact for you. You know, like the opening of Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, on the beaches of Normandy.
Yeah, that is... I remember walking out the comedy tent with my backpack on and stopping and staring at the middle of it. And there's a guy dragging his girlfriend, crying.
Yeah.
There's a guy having a fight with a cash machine. Like, just like, whoo! You like, oh my God.
You're in slow motion. Like,
yeah, people that didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
I remember going, excuse me, I'm trying to get to car park 38. And a guy went, people have been going up this way. And I was like... Is that the way to the car
People
park?
have been.
And he went, people will go this way, I don't know what to tell you. Like, fucking hell. And this was the year people died. I'm not making fun of that.
A lot of people died.
Some said I did. But this was the year, like, folk died. And I remember leaving my mate Mark Dallas there and going, listen, if you get stuck, give me a phone. I'll come back and get you if you get stuck. I went, no, we're going to be a party. So I go to do the stand, which felt like a fucking shower. Like, I've got a warm shower.
Wash it off.
And I remember, like, the techie Jerry going, like, fucking, you were on fire tonight. You were fucking, I was double bombed. I double bombed earlier. I needed this. 2 hours of bombing. And then at the back of the gig, the Viva La Shambles guys turn up. And Sam from the stand, I remember him coming backstage and going, you, fucking 2 hours, a legend. a legend. And I went, did it not go well? Oh, no. No. It's like, oh, fuck. Because we talked about it, like, you're kind of like, if you don't have a good one, you're kind of like, well, as long as the gig, you kind of want them to die in their arse, but you kind of want the gig to go well.
Yeah, you do. You want it to go well.
Yeah. And it just hadn't. It just got worse and worse. So fucking 2 hours of dying on your hole.
That is tough, mate. And again, lessons have been learned, I'm guessing.
Fuck it.
Never do tea in the back. Yeah, I did a double bombing. First gig's back from COVID.
Right.
It was like a 5, 7, and 9 o'clock at Monkey Barrel. Hadn't gigged, obviously, in fucking 18 months or whatever. Right. And I came back the 5 o'clock, ate the biggest bag of shit for like 15 minutes.
That gives me hives.
7 o'clock. Bombed. Fucking.
You're like the Disney parade.
Yeah, honestly, mate, it was just like, and I was in the back bit, and I was just like, oh my God, I've just double bombed. And I was just like, hadn't gigged in ages, and I was like, if I bomb at the 9 o'clock, I'm quitting.
I'm done.
Yeah, that you cannot triple bomb and then come back.
Fucking hell. Did you bomb?
I'd not. Mate, it was okay.
Oh, we'll take it.
It was okay, but I tell you what, see, between that 7 and the 9 o'clock show, that felt like about 3 weeks. Because I was just like, oh my God, what the if I can't triple bomb, surely.
You're planning a new life.
Yeah, honestly, in my head, I was just like, this isn't for me.
Oh, fuck.
COVID killed it. There
was only one time where I thought I might have to quit.
Yeah.
And that was when I thought I'd killed the wrestler Roddy Piper. When I thought I'd killed him. Because we're doing the tour with him, and we were in Manchester, and I'd got to become quite pally with Rod. And then I remember the promoter coming down and going, he's not answering his door. And you're like, he's in his 60s. He's a wrestler. You hear about these stories. But then I started freaking out, going like, I know he's like Canadian, but if I've killed Scottish wrestling icon Roddy Piper, I can't go home.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't go home. So going up and opening the door, and there he is, naked on the bed, and he looks dead. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And I'm still going like, oh, I can't go home. And it's like, shut the fuck up, Billy.
Oh, Christ.
And then they're going like, Roddy. And I'm like, fuck's sake, Piper, are you dead? He's fine. Everybody out.
Mate, he's a Scottish icon somehow.
Yes. But sadly not with us now, which I'm bringing it down. Unless, hang on, am I getting...
Is it a Roddy?
Is it a Roddy there?
Oh, full circle, Billy. Full circle,
I'll call back on a podcast. They can't stay in there.
Brilliant. Oh, cheers for coming, Billy. It's been class.
It's been absolute class.
Before you go,
wherever we are.
Yeah. We're somewhere. There's one last little bit. You get to suggest a guest. I've got to try and get on a future episode.
Wow.
So you can pick anyone you want, and I try and get them on there.
Do you know who one of my fucking favourite people is in comedy right now? I don't know if you've had her on. Is Kate Hammer.
Oh, Kate Hammer, good shout.
Have you had Kate on?
I've not had Kate on, no.
I'm not just saying that because she does the Bad Movie podcast, but she opened for me in Glasgow, and I think she's really fucking funny, and I think she's really fucking entertaining. So Kate Hammer would be a shout of mine. Yeah. And if I were to get another one, and I'm only throwing on because I want to give you options, and you can chuck in who you think would be good. Who'd be my other one? Fred.
I've tried to get Fred. I've messaged Fred. We're trying to get a gig, a date through in Glasgow.
Brilliant. Fred is, I mean, I hold him in high regard anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But I imagine he's got some fucking story. But he's also guarded enough that he'll do it in such a fucking charming way.
Yeah.
Before you realise you're like, what am I naked in, Fred? He's so charming.
Yeah.
He's so charming.
I messaged Fred and I was half cut getting on a plane. And
I did a podcast, mate.
Yeah, I did.
God, you'll be a cunt.
I did, and then I put it on flight mode, and then forgot, and then I opened my phone at the other end. I was like, a fucking message from Fred McCauley. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like,
stop sending these pictures.
Oh, Billy, thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, man. I'll put all your friend show links in the description.
It's gonna be good, but it's gonna be messy.
Show me tattoo.
Show me your tattoo and buzzing, which is the work in progress.
Love it. Good stuff. Thanks so much. Cheers. Thank you.
Oh, lovely.